Have you ever been staring at a part of your apprenticeship and it just feels, well, a bit fuzzy, hard to pin down? Well, today we're going to tackle one of those head-on, behavior B10, personal and professional development. And we're going to do it by following the story of an apprentice, Jody, who went from totally confused to absolutely confident. I'll show you exactly how she did. So here's the game plan. First, we'll see Jody's initial uh-oh moment with B10. Then we'll dig into why it's so critical for your actual career. After that, we get practical, how she built a development plan, how she turned that into solid gold evidence for her Apprenticeship portfolio, and finally, how she completely nailed her final assessment. It's basically your roadmap from what is this to I got this. All right, let's dive in. We're starting at the very beginning. This is where Jody first bumps into this thing called B10 and has to figure out what on earth it's all about. So, meet Jody. She's a super sharp level 6 project controls apprentice over at IBIS stores. She is absolutely crushing it in her role. But there's this one part of her portfolio that's become a real headache. And yep, that challenge is B10. It sounds a bit vague, right? Takes responsibility for personal learning and professional development. I mean, Jody was thinking, what does that actually look like day to day? And more importantly, how do I prove I'm even doing it? So she grabbed some time with her manager, Riddle, who broke it down for her using the official definition. And here's the thing. It's not just about attending a few courses. The keywords here are actively managing. It's about you being in the driver's seat of your own growth, using reflection and feedback to steer. It's all about taking ownership. And especially at a level 6 standard, the assessor is looking for some pretty specific things. They want to see that you're proactively hunting down your own weak spots, that you're genuinely open when someone gives you tough feedback, and, this is the big one, that you can show how you used what you learned to actually get better at your job. Okay, so now we kind of get what B10 is, but let's talk about why it's so important. I promise you, this is not just some random box you have to tick for your apprenticeship. This is the foundation for your whole career. Jody's coach, Olivia, just put it perfectly. And what I love about this is how it totally reframes the whole thing. It's not a chore you have to do. Think of it as your personal insurance policy against becoming outdated. It's about literally future-proofing your skills. You know, when you're actively managing your own development, you stay current. You get better and better at your job, and people notice. You build this amazing professional credibility. It shows everyone you take your role and your ethics seriously, and that you're ready to pivot when things change. Right, so Jody gets the what and the why. Now it's time for the how. This is where we get into the nuts and bolts. This is where she starts turning all that understanding into a real concrete plan. Her mentor, Adam, gave her this absolutely brilliant analogy, especially for someone in her field. He said, Jody, treat your own development like it's the most important project you'll ever manage. You are the project controller. Wow, that simple mindset shift, total game changer. And check this out. This is the process Adam helped her build. It's not a straight line, it's a continuous loop. You start by taking an honest look in the mirror, reflecting. Then you set some real goals that matter for your job. You go out and learn and do the thing. And then, and this is the step everyone forgets, you review the impact. Did it work? How did it make me better? And then the whole cycle starts over again. Okay, let's talk about the part that trips up so many apprentices, proving all this amazing development for your e-portfolio. In Jody's case, she uses Apprenticeship. Because listen, you can do all the hard work in the world, but if you can't evidence it correctly for the assessors, it's like it never even happened. So the key thing to remember is that an assessor wants to see way more than just a certificate with your name on it. They want to see your thinking. Things like reflective statements, your actual development plans, maybe an email trail showing you acted on feedback, or even a note from a colleague saying, hey, you've really improved on this. That stuff, that's gold. Jody's coach Olivia made this crystal clear for her. Weak evidence is passive. It's just a piece of paper that says you were in the room. But strong evidence, that's active. It's a reflective statement that tells the story. It explains why you did the training, what you learned, and exactly how it made you better at your job. So here it is. This is your simple 3-part formula for every single piece of evidence you submit. Number 1, what was the gap? What did you need to learn? 2, what did you actually do about it? And 3, what was the real-world impact on your work? If you follow this, your evidence is going to be absolutely rock solid. All this prep, all this evidence, it all leads to the final hurdle, the endpoint assessment, or EPA.
This is that big professional discussion where Jody has to confidently explain her entire development journey to an independent assessor. No pressure.
So let's run through a few typical questions. The assessor might just ask you straight up, how do you take responsibility for your development? And that is your cue. That's when you walk them through your personal development loop, how you reflect, set goals, act, and review. Next up, you can bet they're going to ask about feedback. They want to know that you're not just hearing it, but that you're actively using it. So have a great example ready to go. A time you got some tough feedback and it genuinely changed how you do things. And finally, they'll want a story, a specific story of transformation. Think about a course or some advice from a mentor, or even a book you read that gave you a real aha moment. You've got to be able to explain the before and after to really show that impact. So, after all her hard work, Jody was more than ready. Listen to the kind of distinction-level answer she gave. Do you hear how confident and structured that is? It's packed with all those keywords from the standard: ownership, reflecting, seeking feedback, apply learning. She didn't just scrape by, she absolutely smashed it. And that's Jody's story. She found out that B10 isn't just some boring requirement, it's actually a powerful habit for an incredible career. So I'll leave you with this question. If your career is your most important project, what's the one skill you're going to start working on today?